Uh-oh.
We got a little vinyl action happening.
Wow.
Yes. Let it soak in. Week 10 of...
That's how you start right there.
Yeah. Week 10 of What Did Prince Do This Week? We are super excited about week 10. It's a milestone, our 10th episode. Can't believe we're already here. Let's turn it down just a little bit as we go through our housekeeping, but we're still going to have it in the background. All right.
We'll be back here chilling music now. Wait. This is something different you're playing. What is this?
This is 10, the perfect mix.
Yeah.
I had to give you something a little special. Good morning, Mila. We're so happy that you're here with us. Good afternoon, Web Diva 3000. Good morning, Dee. Blessings to you. Steve Marshall, yes, Madhouse has taken over. Sister Charles, hi, Purple Fam. Drea dances. Yes, this is a way to start. If you're sleepy, hopefully this is perking you up.
Hey, I'm up now.
Yes. Welcome, Arlene. Welcome, KMS 1984. We got Eldabara, Ireland is in the house. We have Kim, the ATL, on her ATL anniversary. We got Zach Hoskins in the house.
What up, Zach?
And we talked about Zach and a couple of his articles from the DMSR blog last week. So if you missed that episode, you might want to check it out. Oh my God, we got everybody in here. We got Tanja. And then Celia is saying, I'm here with a heavy heart as our Lady Tigers lost last night on the last second buzzer beater. And y'all got me for 40 minutes because we driving to Birmingham to see New Edition later tonight. Oh my God. You know, so Birmingham, remember, is where I saw the 1999 tour. And that was my very first Prince concert. So I have nothing but love for Birmingham. So just drive by the Birmingham Civic Center. In fact, is New Edition playing at the Birmingham Civic Center, Celie? I would expect that they are. So let me know. Zach says his ears are tingling, and they should be. We got Clarissa in the house. Oh my God, you're my world traveler. I lived through you coming back from Thailand. All right. So
stupid. Get on there.
So we have my alliterative friend Preston Pearson is in the house. Chris Fams, what's poppin'? And yes, we got to have the disclaimer. We don't know them mofos and don't care what they think. Enough said. And peace and blessings from Stephanie. And only 3 more weeks till the Swan Symposium. Yes.
Prince is going hard on this.
Welcome, Quick Flicks Recordings. Morning, JD.
JD.
Ready to get back into it? Mila, yes, we love 10. If you don't know what you're listening to, you're listening to Madhouse 10. And if you don't know, Madhouse is Prince. And on this particular song, Prince and Eric leads on the sax. Thank you, Dee. I can't wait for the symposium. Michael Dean can't wait for the symposium. We're just, yes. Yes, Preston, we are grooving to Madhouse right now. What's up, Lee Christian? Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, this is my favorite part here. It's so simple, but I love it. All right. Oh, I am so excited, Tanja, that you will be joining us at the symposium. So I'm honored that you are willing to come and hang out with us. My other alliterative friend is in the house, Blade Brown. Morning and peace and blessings to you. Happy birthday, Lee Christian. Obviously, birthdays come first. All right, so let's get through this housekeeping with the quickness. The estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. We're going week to week, not date to date. You know where the schedule is, at least you should, but if not, you can go to this bit.ly link. And as you should know, we are rocking the expanded edition with the blue type. So if you want to follow along with the schedule, and please subscribe, like, and help spread the word about What Did Prince Do This Week. We are committed to a very long time of doing this. So if you could help spread the word, we really, really do appreciate it. What? Baron Kills? I can't believe this. Baron gave up his Beatles Fest tickets for the symposium.
Yeah, shout out to Baron.
Shout out to Baron. Oh my goodness. All right, Preston is saying, always thought this bass line was similar to another 1987 song, We Care a Lot by Faith No More. I'll have to check it out. I only know a little bit about Faith No More, just the hits. And all right. Okay. All right. That will be up. If you didn't have your coffee this morning, you don't need none. You just have to put on some music. So as Stephanie has already pointed out, we are only 19 days away from the Triple Threat 40 Symposium. If you don't have your tickets, make sure you get them. It will also be live streamed if you can't join us in Brooklyn. So we hope that some of you will be able to join us in person. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, March 31st to April 2nd. I want to talk about a companion series that's sort of doing a preview of the symposium. I have to give a mad shout out to my friend, one of the most amazing designers on the planet, one of the most knowledgeable Prince people in the world, and that's Edgar Krauser, also known as Edgar Cruz in the States, because we don't know how to pronounce the word. At least I don't, but it's Edgar Krauser, something like that. And in addition to Edgar is also DJ UMB or DJ I call him UMB because, again, that's the way I just do. I'm Southern, so you have to excuse me. So they are doing a really fantastic Prince Twitter thread series. We've talked about their Prince Twitter thread series before. They're doing one right now. And another one is going to drop today about Let's Pretend We're Married from Ron and Nicole, who's actually going to be at the symposium. And that's dropping today. And then yesterday, there was a really great thread from the Funk Bible about Delirious, you know, one of Prince's most famous rockabilly tunes. Mm-hmm. And then before that, we had Mo Literary Corvette, because we've been talking about Literary Corvette a lot in Duane's book. And that was from Days of Wild on March 9th. And then before that, we had Prince Rewind podcast talking about the title track of 1999. Mm. And then the one and only, the master of the threads. Any Prince Twitter thread, this is the thread that I want to read, and it is, and Edgar did not disappoint, and Edgar did a really fantastic thread on the art of 1999. Now, I want to remind you that this slideshow is at the bottom of our website for the book club. So when you go to the bottom of the book club on the homepage, you can actually get to the slideshow here. And all of the slides for the Prince Twitter thread actually link to their thread on Twitter. So if you want to check them out, you can actually do that. So you can see the threads and really catch up. Indeed, Edgar's thread was deep. And yes, Preston, you've got to catch up on these. They're really detailed, in depth. They spent a lot of time on them. Tanja was going over the 1999 cover. There's so much to see. I mean, you can look at that for decades and see.
I just wanted to add one thing about the Twitter thing. Everyone who's contributing to these threads and has been doing these Prince threads online, let me just tell you, as just a fan or just somebody reading this stuff, when I see all these people's names, their Twitter handles, and they come up, y'all like on some mythical like researchers that, you know what I'm saying, like I just want y'all to know, like, we really appreciate what you do. You know, like I look at these things and I'm just like, oh, this such and such person's posting. I always got to pay attention, like, you know what I'm saying? But just want you to understand that we out here really reading these things, and we love that somebody's taking the time to do this. So I just want to salute you personally, all of y'all. Like, this stuff is needed. Keep it going. These are the books to me. Like, this is just as important as all the books and podcasts and stuff. So please keep doing these threads. That's all I wanted to say on that.
Yeah, the Prince Twitter threads are really, really, really,
Fantastic.
I mean, critical. And there's so many insights in them that you may not find anywhere else. So definitely check out the Prince Twitter threads. All right. So last week, remember I told you we had a lot of stuff to cover, and I was so excited, and I thought we had gotten through, all of all of that content. I didn't do that. But before that, Zach Hoskins says, Prince Twitter is the only reason I'm still on Twitter, and I am with you on that. That is the only reason why I'm still on Twitter. And in fact, of social media for that matter, it's all about Prince. And oh, this is exciting. Lee Christian, my girlfriend, bought me the Parade Sign of Times Tudahl book for my birthday last week, and the Susan Rogers book too. That is really fantastic. Here's, if I can reach it. This is the Susan Rogers book. This is what it sounds like. It's a really great book. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. So your girlfriend is amazing for getting you those books. And all right, so it's our time where I have to read to you, and I have to read you this one because it is actually a really good article. Now, as I was telling you, even though this is actually about last week, unfortunately, again, I apologize. I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. So I'm going to read it to you. So here we go, if I can find it. All right, here we go. All right. So V6 Time Prince Sexy Funk Rock by Mark Holland. At last night's packed house at the Civic Arena, and we're talking about the March 1st Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania show from last week, because I lied that we got through everything. Packed house at the Civic Arena. To the list of people who did not watch the final episode of MASH. So I'm taking it for granted that the final episode of MASH happened on March 1st when Prince was playing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And just the context, so they really understand, really probably wasn't no VHS. There was no way to record these shows. You missed it. You missed it. You have to wait for the next 6 months when it played again. So yeah, that probably was a big deal.
It was a big deal. And MASH was also a big deal. So for people to show up for Prince on that particular night was a big deal. So judging by the slickly dressed bodies, no army fatigues at this gathering. And that's in reference to MASH. For those of you who might not know what MASH is about, MASH was a TV show that was about some medics in the Army. I just watched a couple episodes. I never really got into it because I was so very young. But that's what MASH is, for those of you who don't know. And keeping rhythm with the funk rock blast from 3 bands, it's reasonable to assume that nobody here really cared about last night's history-making TV show. The Nielsen ratings be damned. The throng turned out to see Vanity 6, The Time, and Prince, not Hawkeye and Hot Lips. 2 characters from MASH, for those who don't know. This was the first of 3 big shows scheduled for the arena this week. Eric Clapton plays Thursday, and Hall & Oates will harmonize in the Igloo Saturday night. I wish I could have seen that Hall & Oates show, but I'm sure that was like freaking fantastic. I think I mentioned before, we are a Hall & Oates family. My husband loves Hall & Oates more than I do, and I love me some Hall & Oates. So we rock Hall & Oates all the time.
Go for that. No, no, no.
No can do. And so okay, V6.
All right.
V6, 3 female singers, not a car engine. Opened the show with a brief set and briefer costumes. The Time followed and proved to be a perfect prelude to Prince, with a backdrop that resembled the ghetto tenement facade on Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti LP. I never made that connection until I read this article. And that's where any resemblances end. The Time, a 5-piece outfit, pumped the audience into a proper funk. The music was a loud combination of synthesizer and guitar riffs blended into the now well-recognized funk rock as opposed to punk rock formula. Sexual innuendo and suggestive mannerisms were obvious, but in retrospect, mild compared to what was yet to come, namely Prince. This 6-piece outfit from Minneapolis, which takes its name from its lead singer, is the current definition of what happens when you mix funk with rock and roll, both volatile substances by themselves. To make the mixture truly dangerous, add lead singer Prince, who picks up where Jimi Hendrix and James Brown left off in terms of stage mannerisms and sex appeal. Adam Ant, who played the Stanley less than 2 weeks ago, pales by comparison. That was huge. That was a huge statement. Adam Ant, which I can't pronounce his name for some reason today, was massive back then.
Goody to show. Don't drink no smoke. Hilarious.
Yes. That was like it was a staple on MTV, that particular video. They played it all the freaking time. All right. This 6-piece band, including 2 more scantily clad ladies, and those 2 more scantily clad ladies are Lisa Coleman and Jill Jones, if you don't know, but you should know, added a dimension that Ant never tried to match. A 3-tiered stage set. I will never stop talking about that 3-tiered stage set. I love that setup. Okay. Only thing beat it was Love Sexy's in the Round. Okay. My commentary is over. And well-orchestrated lighting effects that gave the star maximum exposure and in turn gave the audience optimum thrills. For a little more than an hour, the Civic Arena was the biggest, best, and most party-crazy latter-day disco in Pittsburgh. The show is best summed up at the conclusion. Prince singing International Lover as his silhouetted body simulated a sexual encounter on a full-size bed atop the 3rd tier. Then the group's only really successful crossover hit, 1999, the title track from their current chart-topping album. After 11 years in Korea, the MASH gang would no doubt have been shocked, but the 80s audience loved it. That was one of my favorite articles that we've looked at so far, only because they're placing Prince in context of all the other artists, at the time, like talking about, Hall & Oates and Eric Clapton and Adam Ant and, all of that. So that was really, really fantastic. Oh, D, that's pretty funny. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know how to. They need to fix that.
Yeah, figure that out. Yeah.
They need to fix that out. Like have some kind of Michael Dean is just the little back of house stuff. Michael Dean both have access to the comments, and sometimes we cancel each other out. So
Great
Dee
mind.
says, yes. That means we're synchronized, which is one of my favorite Jamiroquai. Okay, I'm not going to go there. All right, so Dee says, F the Calm app. I'm going to replay D'Angelo Reedy's articles to help me drop into peaceful sleep and peaceful wake. So good. You know, if I could change careers, I would really love to narrate audiobooks. Just, yeah, I don't know why, but because I don't have the best voice, I do need to get a speech coach or something like that. Yeah, I can hear my Southern inflection sometimes, and
Stop it.
I want to get it. So yes, Dr. Claude, it's so great to have you here as always. Yes, these descriptions are great.
Wow.
Laugh a lot. That part of the concert would get so many comments today, even today. In terms of the bed coming out, Prince getting on top of it, and then love this comment from Preston. Adam Ant's influence on Prince and MJ is not often talked about because Adam Ant was one of the first people to come out in those frilly shirts. Like that was Adam Ant that was doing all that, and some of the military type kind of jackets.
Right.
That was Adam Ant. So yeah. And thank you so much, Becky. All of you are too kind. I really do appreciate it. And Eldebar, love this comment. The time versus Prince equals the 5-piece outfit versus the we're not good. Okay. Yes. I forgot about this Stone Freak. This is the reason why, again, I love doing this with you guys. Andre Simone worked with Adam shortly after that. I totally forgot about that. So thank you so much. And then we're getting a little bit more Hall & Oates love because I love some Hall & Oates. And let's see. So many great comments here. They thought Prince was an Alice Cooper situation from Zach. Showed this crossover strategy was working with the band front and center. Indeed. Yep. So much. Okay. I'm trying to catch up, but there's so much. We're going to continue because that hour goes by so fast. All right. So, and I still don't know how to use StreamYard sometimes. Okay. So this is a ticket that I was supposed to show you last week from Peoria, Illinois, from the March 2nd show from last week. And then this was the flyer or poster from last week. Again, look at those ticket prices, $11.50 to $10.50. And you'll see this kind of poster layout repeated for some upcoming shows. And then I really wanted to find this entire article, but I could not find it from about, and I don't even know where this came from, but it's about the Peoria show. And it actually says that there were 3,500 people at this show. And that is actually, it says that a group called Time performs last night at the Peoria Civic Center. They were part of the aggregation build as Prince, Time, and Vanity 6. And then the reason why I'm pointing out this 3,500 is in the book on page 37, Duane says that the capacity of the Peoria Civic Center is actually 11,400. And he notes that it's possibly limited to a lower number and the attendance is unknown. So according to this newspaper, the attendance was 3,500 people. Now, obviously, the newspaper could also be wrong, but this is actually from real time. So I would assume that they would have their facts right. And yes, Dr. Claude, in terms of the days when Peoria was a tour stop, I wonder how long that lasted. All right. And then this is a ticket from the Dayton, Ohio, which is where a lot of my family lives. Trotwood is like a suburb of Dayton. So I had to give a little shout out to Dayton, Ohio. I always do because that's where the Oliver clan is, some of them. And let's get to where we're supposed to be, which is week 10 what did Prince do this week? And so, oops, I made a mistake. I got to change that. It should say week 10. I'll do that in the slideshow. Apologies for that. 6 live shows this week. And we had stops in Salisbury, Maryland, Norfolk, Virginia, Columbus, Georgia, Monroe, Louisiana, Huntsville, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee. And this is the map from Prince Ball. I've reduced the numbers because I actually got them out of whack because there's those little blocks are building up. So moving forward, I'm only going to show the blocks for the cities that we're doing this particular week. And I've corrected the numbers. And then this is our next article. I'm not going to read the entire article for this one because there's another one that I want to read. But I just want to read a couple of paragraphs from this one from the Daily Times. And this is written by Tom Sakel, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, of the Times staff. So again, just a couple lines here. The Salisbury concert will be a rare opportunity for local rhythm and blues fans to see Prince, said Civic Center manager Lee Whaley. The singer usually plays halls like the Capitol Center, she said, but the Civic Center management was able to persuade him to play Salisbury on an open date in his concert tour. I wonder if that's true or not. So that's one of the reasons why I'm reading this. Music fans unfamiliar with Prince's music may be surprised and shocked with the show. Although his press agent says Prince is simply coming to grips with sex, some local showgoers may be put off by the explicit nature of some of his songs. And I really love that they actually feature Vanity 6 in this article versus Prince, which I find interesting. And obviously the name of the article is Prince Rogers Nelson Booked. And this is actually the article that was sort of previewing the show. So it was not a review of the show. It was actually like, I thought it was kind of great that they're advertising the show in advance with such an in-depth article. But Tanja, I think you're correct. I think they probably lied about it. It is quite the headline.
Whole name, as Claude was saying. That's kind of weird.
Yes.
Prince Rogers Nelson's booked.
Yeah.
Rogers Nelson booked.
Yes. Oh my God, Tracy. Huntsville was my second concert and my first close encounter with Prince. I watched backstage as he got dressed after the International Lover performance. Oh, that's nice. Very, very nice. I would love for you to come up. Tell me if you want to come up and I'll send you the link so you can talk about it, Tracy.
Yeah, how'd you get backstage, Tracy?
Yeah. If you want to come live, I'll send you the link. Just let me know. And we'll get you set up. Michael Dean, if she says yes, do you mind sending her the link to the StreamYard?
Yes.
If not, I can do it. And then let's see. Anybody catch the AC reunion on the Apollonia podcast? Susan and Brenda spoke a bit about this tour. I've caught it. Tracy's, oh no. Tracy says, I have to head to work. You're on the bus. Darn it.
We don't care about that. You online right now? You get on right now on the bus. Oh, so she won a radio contest. She was 13.
Oh, very, very cool. That's 13. So awesome.
Man.
All right. So, yes, I saw the Susan and Brenda Apollonia 6. It is like really interesting stuff like Eldebar is saying. I've only seen the first episode. I know there are 2 more to go. I don't think the other 2 have been posted yet. Exactly. Yes, we got questions, Tracy. And Preston is saying the AC reunion was great. Can't wait for the next episodes. I'm with you. And yes, we love tours, stories. So excited, Tracy, to know that you attended the Huntsville, Alabama show in particular, because everybody should know by now I'm from Alabama. So I definitely want to hear about this Huntsville, Alabama show. All right. So
can we just give a shout out? Tracy's watching this on the bus.
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope. Man.
Yes, that is salute to you, Tracy. We really do appreciate it. Not only is Tracy listening, but she's also contributing and giving us like so much great
Right.
information. So
Technology.
for that, yes, technology, gotta love it. All right, so these are some ads from the Sunday, March 6th show for Salisbury, Maryland. And I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Wicomico Youth and Civic Center or Wicomico? There's probably, I don't know. But anyway, well, yeah. Again, admission $10. And the reason why I like these ads is to find out where these tickets were sold, because this is when Ticketmaster didn't exist and you can actually go to record stores and buy Prince tickets and all that kind of stuff. So we got tickets on sale at the Civic Center, Tape World, Sears, and Salisbury Mall, Alexander House of Music, and I love that name, Alexander House of Music, in Salisbury and Cambridge, Simon's Department Store in Dover, Sussex Sounds in Millsboro, Pier 13 in Pocomoke City.
How did that distribution network work? Like, just you had to manually or physically go there and give a certain amount of tickets. Here's some to Sally's Beauty Supply, and here goes some to see. That's crazy. Like, how do they divide with seats, or is it just all general admission? I guess probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if people even know what Sears is.
Like you get Prince tickets at Sears.
Yes.
Let that sit on your spirit for a second. That's how old this stuff is. Yeah, I'll go down to Sears and get me a washer and dryer. Oh, they got the Prince ticket, girl.
Yeah. This is pretty funny. Get your Prince tickets and your new lawnmower all at one time. Yes. And you could buy, Dee, that's correct. You could buy a whole prefab house from the Sears catalog. The Sears catalog was huge. And for the newbies and some of our young folks, Sears is still hanging on by a thread, I think, as a department store, but Sears is a department store. And yet it was still easier to get tickets for some shows back then. That is correct.
Sears was your mama's Fashion Nova.
Yes. Yes. Oh, Kim got her first Prince tickets from Dillard's.
Lord.
Yeah. That's my mama's favorite store to this day, Dillard's.
That's the
All
truth.
right. Got my Purple Rain tickets from Sears or some other department store. And Celie's talking about that damn Sears Christmas catalog. I never saw the Christmas catalog.
Oh, that was, we would wait for that so you can see all the toys. I want this. You ain't getting. I wanted, it was like, if it was, family wasn't doing too good, that was a dream book. That was at least you could look at the pictures. I'm about to get this.
Yeah.
You didn't get.
Ricky got his first guitar from, or probably, I'm assuming, was it a guitar or bass? Bass guitar. Which one did you get, Ricky? Let us know. And JD is saying, I remember back then the tickets were allocated to various stores to sell. If you wanted to sit in a certain area, you had to find a store that had the tickets for the particular seating area. I didn't know that, JD.
Interesting.
That is really interesting. Again, you learn so much with this collective book club. We are loving all this information.
Tell the bar there, they had the good old days where we queued overnight for tickets. You had to camp out.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. And I love this comment from Lee Christian. Sears, another lonely Christmas catalog. Blay Brown, Pops got the first Air Jordans from Belk's for $65. They didn't have the resale markup mess we have now, but there was definitely some markup though, because of the scalpers that would be, trying to get you in the line. Ricky is like,
that was
the Christmas catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar, then not the bass. And Dr. Claus, I remember they were advertised the places you could get tickets on the radio. That is correct. And Celia is saying he didn't get nothing from his Sears catalog Christmas list.
You already know.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
And let's see. In our olden days, tickets were numbered and given to the store so that people knew how much they were getting from the store. Hmm.
Yeah, that's and then, you imagine they gotta keep the money, and then somebody has to go collect the money.
A whole different time and a way of doing things. So
Mhm.
different now. All right. Now, you're going to have to bear with me because I do want to read this article. It's a long one, I know. But Gregory Himes is one of my favorite journalists who he wrote about Prince a lot, actually. And this is from the Baltimore show from last week, but this wasn't printed until this week. So this is where I can kind of like, I'm still in this week. So here we go. I'm going to get started. All right. So Prince sustains dramatic opening with music that obliterates rules by Jeffrey Himes in the Baltimore Sun. The Baltimore Civic Center went dark about 10 o'clock Saturday night. A searchlight glared in the eyes of the sell-out crowd through the smoke that swirled against the stage. Shout out to the smoke. Streaks of lightning flashed across a wall of Venetian blinds behind the upper level of the two-tiered set. Against this wall was a silhouetted figure wearing a flared trench coat, electric guitar, and flamboyant pompadour. Baltimore, he shouted, my name is Prince. People call me rude. I wish we all were nude. I wish there was no black and white. I wish there were no rules, because he's still starting off the set with controversy. It was an extravagant opening, a bold gesture that few performers could justify with their subsequent music. Yet, the 23-year-old Prince is one of the most gifted performers in pop music today, and he followed his opening claims with a concert that obliterated all the sexual and racial rules that currently constrict pop music. The charismatic performer knowingly blurred the sexual boundary between seductive pretty boy and predatory hungry wolf, as he alternatively teased and challenged the audience with his slithering movements and taunts. He mixed classic soul singing, screaming rock guitars, funk rhythms, and techno pop synthesizers in a brazen mix that mocked pop segregation of white rock and black soul. No one since Jimi Hendrix and Sly Stone has straddled that boundary so well. Prince's songs are grandly ambitious anthems that contrast erotic freedom, and he spells out all the kinky possibilities with political sexual repression. Yet these songs always have irresistible dance rhythms and melody hooks. Saturday Night, Prince's sextet built those rhythms into overwhelming waves of sound, and Prince himself delivered the melodies with an exhilarating voice, which shifted effortlessly from a shivering falsetto to a growling baritone. He began with three songs from his best album, the 1981 Controversy. Yes, he began with three songs from his best album. See, Jeffrey and I, we're aligned. Okay, just want to say that. All right. The 1981 Controversy. He segued from the title cut into a pounding dance workout version of Less Work. Prince did just that as he demonstrated kicks, spins, jumps, and splits that would do James Brown proud. He then slid into Do Me Baby, a modern masterpiece of the slow grind ballad tradition. After the sing along chant of DMSR, shout out to you, Zach Hoskins, dance, music, sex, romance, the stage went dark again. The synthesizer swelled with an imitation symphony that sounded like the overture to a sci fi film. Following several minutes of this overture, the spotlight found Prince at a center stage acoustic piano playing a solo improvisation that mixed classical, jazz, and pop elements as though he were a cross between Keith Jarrett and Little Richard. This resolved into a wild rendition of How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, the first person who has gotten the name of the song title correct in these reviews so far. One of Prince's best songs ever. True that. Prince may be only 23 years old, but he has already released 5 stunning albums that he composed, arranged, produced, performed, and sang all by himself. He has also paved the way for a number of his hometown Minneapolis friends who play a similar style of erotic funk. Two of those bands, The Time and Vanity Six, opened Prince's concert at the Civic Center. While Prince poses his pounding sexual songs as a challenge, The Time uses similar material for humor. Lead singer Morris Day has developed a routine as a cool playboy on the prowl who likes his women wild and loose, as the song goes. Fortunately, Mr. Day doesn't take himself too seriously and exaggerated the pose to the point of self-parody. While the band boasts no overwhelming talents, the equal of Prince, I disagree, but this is what he wrote. Their mix of rock and funk, punctuated by Jesse Johnson's biting guitar solos. Jesse is given a shout out. Gotta love that. Was contagious, especially on hits like 777, 9311, and The Walk. Vanity Six, on the other hand, reduces the Minneapolis funk genre to the level of pointless novelty. Backed by The Time, the three female singers of Vanity Six performed on stage in their lingerie and tried to compensate for their mediocre singing and hackneyed material with suggestive movements.
Mm.
So, love, 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 love.
That was it.
That was it.
Oh, listen, before we go any further, you ain't lying about doing voiceover stuff. My God. You was in the zone with that. That was just beautiful.
Yes, thank you. I mean, I'm sure it's like boring for some people. I'm sure some people are going like, "Oh, here she goes again, reading these articles." But I do think it's really important. The writing back in 1983 is so descriptive,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel like you're there.
You know,
And
it had to be that way because there wasn't you wouldn't see this on video. There was really no other way to convey what it felt like to be at these shows, and so the writing had to be on point. Because I'm listening to you, I'm like, God, I forget. This is how I fell in love with Prince because you would read these reviews and magazine articles, and they were so engrossive. And I remember I didn't have any visuals. It might have just been one picture, but these these reviews would become lore in my mind, like you just be, oh man, Prince, I gotta see this. So I love that you're doing this.
thank you, thank you. So because we have a Love Sexy shout out. It's a little low. We got to make this a little bit louder.
Come on.
All right. Thank you so much, Eldebara. Thank you. You're so kind. All right. It is appropriate education. Love that, Man Ray. Welcome, Man Ray. I always love having you here. Thank you for joining us. All right. So let's see what's next in our slide deck. Okay. So this was the poster. Love this poster from the Baltimore show from last week. And the reason why I'm showing it to you this week, because I just read that review from Jeffrey that was done on the 7th of technically this week in 1983. But I love the color. I love the bright orange. I love the highlight yellow. I love how bold it is. I love how quirky the Prince letters are. I love how they treat Prince, The Time, Vanity Six typographically different. I like how the date is really big and bold, and the tickets are even cheaper at the Baltimore show, $9.50. You gotta love it. Hold on.
$9.50 though wasn't necessarily cheap back then either, depending on your age.
Yeah, that is correct. And so we got some tickets on sale at the Baltimore Civic Center box office, all area Hiked company stores, Townsend Center, Modern Music, and yeah, very cool. And then on March 8th, Prince went to Virginia for the 4th time on the 1999 tour, and Duane pointed this out on pages 29th and 38. So on page 29, he talks about how the February 12th performance had to be rescheduled due to inclement weather, and it was rescheduled for March 8th, which is this particular show this week. But what's interesting about all the Virginia dates are they're in different cities in Virginia. So we got also Hampton, Richmond, and Roanoke.
Yeah, Virginia on lock, apparently.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that. Yes, VA delegation in the house, Ricky. So Virginia, I guess, showed some love to Prince. So I just wanted to kind of continue to look at the set list, and this is the Virginia set list. And I need to change the arena. Apologize for that. And the only thing that's different about that is the Still Waiting was performed, but it's essentially the same set he's been performing since the beginning of the year. The only time, according to PrinceVault.com, which we love, is that Prince played Still Waiting at the Providence, Rhode Island show. And love this comment that Virginia was getting so much love in the early 80s. Now it's all about DC for the big acts.
Mm.
And Roanoke. Prince going on. That's pretty funny. All right. And then let's see what's next here. This is just an ad for the Knoxville Civic Center, Civic Coliseum on Saturday, March 12th. Limited advance $10, $11 at the door, on sale at the Coliseum box office and Jimmy Who's music shops. Love that. Interesting. So Ricky's saying that he had Virginia on lock, then after 2000, Virginia didn't get the fumes of his tours.
Interesting.
And Celia's saying, I think the Richmond or Norfolk show from which the crappy video bootleg comes. And so I do have some pictures from the Knoxville, Tennessee show. I don't know who the photographer is, so if someone knows, please let me know so I can give photo credit to the photographer on the slides. So I love this picture, and you should probably figure out why, because of the smoke. And I love, I was just obsessed with Smoke, Michael Dean. And this sort of, and then also not only the smoke, but you see the Venetian blinds, which again, is a really important part. And I liked Prince's like style silhouette a little bit more on the 1999 tour versus Purple Rain, but that's something hopefully Cassie will talk about for the symposium. This is another really fantastic shot of Prince. So again, if someone knows a photographer, please let me know, because I don't know that photographer. And then it's another one, which is pretty cool, with like the bandana tied around his head, which you'll be able to see a little bit better in this shot here, which is a really, really great shot. So
Dude
really,
was a rock star, right? I mean, like, just leading up to this point, and is not he hasn't become the super pop star yet, but he is a rock star. Like, he fought his way up. Everything got better and better. I mean, just look at, like you said, the stage and the lighting and the positioning. He's learned so much to how to put on a show on such a high level, and he's just beginning. Like, it's just insane, man. Like, he was a superstar right there.
yeah,
Before it even blew up, but he was a freaking star. I mean, to the people who were paying attention to him and saw it rise, that's incredible. Just look at that, man.
yeah, it is. It's like
The
really,
guy
really
from soft and wet like he didn't went to this. Like, whoa.
It's not, and it wasn't a really long time.
No.
No, not at all. So, because we're 5 years basically from 78 to 83. Pretty incredible.
Wow.
Now, yes, Blade, let's imagine this. Seeing this show on 35 millimeter film would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Would have been really, really incredible. All right, so let me see what else I got for you. Okay, so we're actually at the end of my slide deck. So at this point, up till week 10 of 1983, Prince has done 32 shows so far in 1983, and he's gone to the studio approximately 8 times so far. So that's where we are in terms of week 10. Oh, and I guess before I stop sharing the screen, I want to talk about what we're going to do next week at the schedule here. and we're going to be talking about strange relationship next week. That is a bit of a preview for those of you, and maybe get you to read. So if you want to catch up on your reading, we're going to be reading pages 39 to 42. It's going to be March 13th through March 19th. All right, so we got 10 minutes, and I have a little treat for everybody. So since we're on week 10.
You did.
Yes. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is 10 and a half.
I remember the day I first heard this, I was in love.
Yeah, it's such a great. Kim, I can't make you read. Oh my God. I'm trying. I think this is a great idea, Celie. We should make people pass a quiz on the reading to be allowed into the screen.
Who was that drummer?
It should be multiple choice. Yep.
Man, I know we say it all the time, but they need to release Madhouse. Let's put that out. We need that.
Yes. Madhouse needs a proper box set.
Put on and put it on vinyl.
So Tanja is saying this was the tour when I realized he was on the path to take over everything. Yes. And for those of you, again, who may not know, this is just Prince by himself.
Look at these on the horn.
All right, so that's a great way to end today. We're going to end a little bit early because we're all talked out, unless there's some you guys want to talk about. So maybe you can take this time to go read a Prince Twitter thread. That's what you should do. Like if you like, why are you ending early? I still want to talk about 1999. And you can, again, get ready for the symposium. Just head on over to Twitter and just search for that Prince Twitter thread, and you will be surprised. And yes, Zach is telling us that Rhonda is dropping hers right now. So you can read one in real time. And love this comment from Kim. Prince Madhouse was a gateway to a greater jazz appreciation for me as a youth. And Kim, I don't think that you're alone. I think that actually happened for a lot of Prince people. It didn't happen for me in particular because I was already listening to jazz, but I actually did find out about Joni Mitchell through Prince. I found out about Dorothy Parker through Prince. Just like so many discoveries of music and literature through through Prince. And we got Celie, because Prince always wanted to end my classes by yelling, "Thank you, good night," and then also doing a mic drop, because Celie, you are the master of the mic drop. Yes, synergy. And cool. Dr. Claude just read the one about Little Red Corvettes. And Web Diva was also exposed to jazz through Madhouse. And the Christian Madhouse was a gateway to me and girls via that album cover.
Say that.
It's
Mancina.
a fantastic cover. It really is.
Mancina.
Yes.
Still can get.
Yes. All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. I hope that you'll join us again for week 11 next week. And if you don't mind, please tell a friend, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and hopefully also get either a virtual ticket or an in-person ticket for the symposium. And we will see you guys in a week. Peace.
Working like a job. Peace.